I know what it takes. I'm motivated by a mix of emotion. Got my statement, and I'm reading it slow so I can understand it fully. Appreciate my standing, go out of this world.
It's quarantine time. There she is.
Hey, girl.
That's great. Okay, so
Hi.
introduce yourself.
Hi, Kristen.
Hey, introduce yourself. What's your first name and your last name?
I am Kadejah Wooden.
Okay, Kadejah Wooden.
Yes, you could tell her your name.
My name is Devin James Jr.
That's right. That's right. You better tell the folks out there. So, as you can see, this is Kadejah Wooden. She is like, okay, one of my sisters. So I have millions of sisters. Well, not millions.
Number 6.
But I have numbers. Yes. And so she's 6 on the list. Okay. Hopefully we'll get her sister in for an interview, but you know, she's trying to make that point. So we pray for her and keep her lifted.
Absolutely.
But tonight, this is probably going to be the first live session that I have where there's no singing involved because someone don't sing. I mean, she sings, quote unquote, but she's not going to sing for y'all. Trust me. I can ask her for day and day, but see,
don't waste your time.
it's just not going to happen. So
Breath is free, so don't waste it, you know.
No.
So this is probably going to be my only like non-singing. It might be other people's songs too, but this is my non-singing interview. But that actually goes to what I want to talk to about today. Because Kadejah is married to a musician, Kadejah Wooden, who is a drummer for a whole lot of people in his
The
own
baddest
thing.
joint in the land, okay?
And
Get it
he
twisted.
also has an up-and-coming drummer, which you just met, Junior, who is a bad drummer as well and on his way as well. And so what I wanted to talk about is those who sometimes in musicians that come secondary. And what I mean by that is that, you know, some people, they'll see the musician and they'll go to the musician and gravitate to the musician. But sometimes the musician has people, you know what I'm saying, that's connected to them, like their wives or their husbands or whatever, or their children. And people don't see the ministry. So first, my first question is to Kadejah. Kadejah, what is it like to be a musician's wife?
Tiring, exhausting. It's fun though. It does have its perks. You get to learn new things. There's always something or someone to talk about.
Here's the thing. So the cool thing I know with knowing your husband and knowing you is that a lot of times when he's unsure of things, he runs to you. And you and him talk about those things. And I know that sometimes it can be a burden because you could be at a place where he's like, you know, a little shaky about situation, and you know the truth, and everybody around you is like, oh, well, you know, he out there, and you're like, but y'all don't know that he's like, and I know that his job takes him around, you know, the States a lot, so he's like so tired because he hasn't rested for this amount of time. He's just coming in here and he's playing and he's doing the best. Like you see him when he's went through the gamut of doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? So explain to like people, like how do you handle those situations, like the times where he's on the drum set and he's playing and he's killing it, but you know that after he's done, he needs to rest, he needs to go home. How do you handle that?
So, okay. So when we first started dating, I don't know, like the first thing about dating a musician, I guess, or whatever, but it's like a totally different world. Like being a musician, like y'all have like, you know, it's just a totally different community. Like it's not even, it's just different. So at first, you know, I used to like think like to other people, it would be like, oh, she's being selfish, you know, she doesn't know, because to me, it was unfair that I had to share him with everybody else. Like, you know, his time, we had to learn together how to like manage our time. Like he has gigs almost every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Friday even sometimes. And it's hard to be like, oh, well, you know, what about us? Like, you know, we're married now, but, you know, we have to spend time together. We still have to have a relationship. And now we have children, so we have to be parents as well. So it's very hard. Well, it's not hard now, but it's hard to get to that place where you can be like, you know, no, I can't take this gig because, you know, this time I have to spend time with my family, or, you know, I already have something planned. And as far as like being out with him, you can see, like, we've been together forever, so you can just see. You can, like, I know him like the back of my hand. Yeah. And it's like watching him, like you said, watching him, and then you know, like, okay, he's getting tired. Like, now it's like when we get home, he needs this, he needs that. Like, I still have to make sure he's like my third child, you know. But you know, it's cool though. Yeah. It's a learning experience for everybody, and I wouldn't say that it's a bad thing.
Well, I think, like, okay, so I personally think, like, because you've known him for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And you've known that this has been his passion. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And you know that his drive is towards that and doing, you know, the music side of things. So I think a lot of times what I see with both of you guys, which I love and I've always loved, is the fact that I see you take on that role of support. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, like, I've seen you carry stick bags. I've seen you carry
stairs,
bass
bags, foot pedal, all that.
Making sure all that's there. And then, you know, I'm seeing, like, you drive, and he's in the knocked out in the passenger seat. But I see all those things. Like, it's for me, because see, okay, let me tell you a little bit of history when it concerns Kadejah and Darrell. So I want to tell you the story of how they met.
Here we go. Make sure you give the story the right way.
I will end the story the right way, but I'm going to say it from my okay? So here's the thing. So I play for my home church, which is Greater Little Zion Baptist Church. And when I first came there, I met Kadejah through there because she was in the choir. She was the hardest member I've ever had in the choir because Kadejah would not sing. She's like, y'all can do this, and y'all can, like, she was good at organizing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's a good idea. Let's do it.
The president of the choir, she's like, y'all need to get it together because we have to sing on this day, and da-da-da-da. But when it came to her singing, oh, no. So she pushed me to, like, the edge, okay, as a leader. So we had a musician who at that time had gotten married and was getting ready to leave out of the church. So he was transitioning out the church. So our minister of music asked me to find somebody else. At that time, I had one in mind, a musician that played with me for a long time. I've known him for a long time. And he was getting ready to go off to college. So Darrell, I asked him to come in. And so what it was it used to be a time where Darrell was young. So Darrell, I had to go pick him up if he was going to come to the actual service to play. So, but here's the thing. So a couple of times when he first started coming, his mom dropped him off after, like, they played at church. So he would play at the other church, and then he would come back, okay? So one time he came in, and he rolled up in the church, got on the drums, and all of the girls was like, who's that? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, that's Darrell. He's coming to play drums for us, you know, like that. And so, you know, suffice to say, he started playing. So he's playing there with us every second Sunday for Youth Sunday. And so he came in, and I was introducing him to another girl and Kadejah. And when I was introducing him to Kadejah, he said hello. Now let me tell you. He said hello to all of us and to each. Hello. This girl says, so you're not going to say hello? And he said, I thought I did. And me and the other girl can attest to this day that he did say hello to everybody. This girl did not hear it, okay? So I'm thinking, oh, no. No. I said, oh, no. I said, I think he said hello. She's like, no. And so she goes in on him. Like all the Alexandria Route 1 comes out on him. And I'm sitting there like, well, maybe because he just doesn't like him. Okay? So I'm like, like, dang. So we go back to the church I was playing for, which I was ministering music over. And I was like, Darrell, how did you think Second Sunday went? He was like, oh, it's all right. You know, I was talking to that girl. And I was like, you talking to that girl? What girl are you talking to? So I'm thinking it's another girl. She's like, that girl, Kadejah. I was like, what? The one that was mean to you? You talking about
No, I was not mean to him.
Oh, yes.
No, he was rude. He did not speak. Yes,
Was
he
he,
was.
I was rude.
No, not yet.
Okay. So anyway, she was like rude, and so they started talking, and you know, many years later, now we have the family. It's two beautiful children. My god baby, Kyla, who's not here right now, but you got DJ. But that's how the story goes. So I from seeing that time to seeing this time, I always knew that Kadejah was, you know, a good person for Darrell. And I actually knew more that Kadejah was a good person for Darrell when Kadejah let everybody know Darrell was her. And then I was like, wow, you know what, God? This girl might just be the one.
Whatever.
And you became the one, okay?
I sure enough did.
So my thing is, she has always been there, always from day one, been his biggest support system, and you can see it. And I know, like, a lot of times, like, you know, I say this all the time, when you date a musician, it's a hard job at times, because you have to be giving of them, you know what I'm saying, to other people. So what would you say to, like, girls or guys that date musicians?
I would say, if you know that it's truly their passion, don't try to take away from it. You know, allow them to, you know, pursue that if that's something that they really love. And if you really love them, then you would allow them that space. And you would support them the best that you can, the best you know how. You will grow. You will automatically learn to love it just as much as they do. Mm-hmm. And you will want to see them grow, be better at their talent.
Yeah. And you don't know. I think, see, here's the thing. I'll be honest with you. Okay, so here's the thing. I've been in churches where Darrell's name is announced like he's going up to play, and this girl will be like, that's not him.
Yes, I've seen by myself if I have to. Because y'all gonna know, for one, he belongs to me. And number two, that he's the best one out here. Like, I don't care. There's no better drummer than him. I tell him all the time. He'd be like, oh, man, that man was good on the drums. Oh, but he wasn't better than you, though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's how it's going to be.
That's the thing. That's what I love about those two, because both of them are like that. Because here's the thing. Even in that, like, even in her supporting him, he supports her. Like, when she does things, he does the same thing. If I was just like, because she does a lot, she's going to talk about what she does outside of just being the musician's wife. But she'll put something together, and I say, oh, that's nice. She said, that's mine. My boo made that. My boo did that. And I'm like, okay, sir. Okay, I get it. Okay.
You know, just got to make sure that, you know, the population around us is aware. Okay.
Oh, okay. Just to be sure. But speaking of that, what else do you do? Because I know you have, like, a lot of people that you work with, Mm-hmm. Go ahead and talk about that.
So outside of just being a drummer's wife, I am a mom. Mm-hmm. I love being a mom. Never thought a million years. But anyway, and outside of that, I work 40 hours a week, you know. So outside of that, I make shirts. I do design shirts. So
okay, finally, we get to the gist of what
get
at her. For her sake, okay? What do you do?
I make shirts. I design shirts. So if you need shirts, hit me up. And for Christian's single release and her new group, JSY, I made the shirts for that. Okay. So if you come whenever we have a new date, because, you know, with this whole virus and all that, whenever they make a new date, come support them, support me, you know.
Yeah.
So order in for a new shirt.
She's great at it. And then also, Who else did you make shirts for? What's another group that some people may know?
I don't know. Christian, come on, help me out. You know,
What's another group you work with?
I got a lot of things going. Oh, I got you. Okay. So I made shirts for Christian's group, and I made shirts for if anybody has heard of them, the DMV Nephews, the Seek and Find Project, and for Zion Hill, which is also a quartet group in the DMV area.
Mm-hmm.
I made shirts for that.
Okay, so I have to get to this because I definitely want, this is on my list of questions. But okay, so here's the thing. Darrell plays quartet. He plays all sorts of things, but was raised under quartet. This is, again, legacy. The Wooden family is a legacy of gospel music, okay? But his wife here has a father who can sing.
Yes.
And he is, to me, I'm going to tell y'all who he is. He is the greater little Zion James Brown.
Stop it. Christian. Hey, Danielle.
Got down on my knees. Knees and legs. Got down.
He's taking his jacket off and all that.
I told y'all when he gets down on his knees, y'all need to be there to help him get up.
He's too much.
But no, you come from like a musical background, so your mom married a musician.
She did.
And you married a musician.
And I
did. Generational thing.
To be.
Yeah.
To be.
Anyway, like I said, no, with her, with like I said, being married to a musician and stuff like that, and in your work with other people, you also do like events, right?
I
do. Organizing events, right?
I do. I'm a special events planner, coordinator. I'm in the process of planning someone's wedding right now, actually. My aunt's wedding.
Okay.
Baby showers, birthdays, anything.
That's what I'm talking about. See, and you know what? Know who's gonna be her number one cheerleader?
Malu.
That's all right. He's gonna be like that. She did that. She did that. Yeah, she did that.
Yes.
He's just the way he is.
We manage each other. They
do. They really like. Okay, so there is my former church where I used to play at and sing at Community Baptist. The pastor there is Harold Howard, which everybody knows is Hassie from Poverty. Like, okay, so listen, I'm saying his real name and his
nobody. Half the people don't even know his real name.
Howard. He used to say this all the time, and we used to laugh. But he would say that when he got married, he said the Bible declares that two become one, and he used to get he would get up there and try to say something, preach something from the Bible, and he couldn't preach it because he needed glasses. And he said, "Give me my glasses," and his wife would take her glasses off. He would put it on, and he said, "See, when I started to marry her, I started becoming more like her." And I said, that's the truth. And I said, if you see Darrell and Kadejah, that's two becoming one. Trust me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like that's it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I also want to ask you about Junior.
Mm-hmm.
How is it kind of, teaching and raising the next generation? Because I know like a lot of people, and I had this conversation like with some of my friends about it. Like some people, when you have a kid who's talented or who has been like a protege, and taking on, what their father or their mother did, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times people try to push them so much in that direction that they kind of like keep on pushing them, you know what I'm saying? Them overbearing like parents that like, no, you're gonna do this, you have to do that. How do you encourage that without not making him feel that he has to? You know what I'm saying?
So with him, so we have a 4-year-old son. He's been literally, he's been trying to play drums since he could talk. Since he was like Danielle said he played like her.
No,
Girl, bye.
see, Bo was like, nah, okay.
He's been trying to play. He's picked up sticks at like 10 months and he's never put them down. And so at first, you know, everybody thought it was cute. You know, oh my God, he wants to be like his dad. But it's literally like he wants to be like him. He'd be like, oh my God, Daddy, you did this. And then he does it the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
So we've found that he does, you know, take interest in other things. So we don't like, oh my gosh, Junior, okay, when you come home, you have to play this song. You have to play that song. It's just whenever he picks it up and he wants to, then we'll let him do that. We never force him to be like, oh, go play. And you've seen him after every church service, when church is over, he will get on the drums and start playing. And that just comes out of him just wanting to. We've never taught him. We've never, like, sat down, you know, you have to do it like this. You have to do it like that. It's never been that. It's literally just been from him watching and wanting to. And so we've always said that even when he gets older, like if that's something he doesn't want to do, that's fine. At least he knows how. And if he wants to pick it back up, then he can.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. I mean, I know there are a lot of people that need this information because a lot of parents, you know, they see like the talent or they see the gift and they're like,
and
okay,
they just like run with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of saying, you know what, there are options. Because I know, like, for my parents, I always loved music. And so I always, like, gravitated to instruments. I was just like Junior. After church, you find me on something. You know what I'm saying? And one thing that my mom said is, you're not a piano.
You're more
That's
than.
what she said. Mm-hmm. She was like, you're not a piano. She's like, I'm not looking for you to be a piano. She's like, when people see you, I want them to see Christian. Mm-hmm. I don't want them to see a piano. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, that's all people, like, I don't know how many conversations I've been to, like, places where people were like, so how's the music coming? What you doing with the music? Are you doing it? And I'm like, they think the only thing that I do is music.
Yeah.
I do
but there's so much more to life than that.
Yeah. And so it's really been like one thing that I've always like encouraged, like even younger musicians, like you're more than your instrument. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You have so much more that you can give. And then also, you know, even now as a musician, you have to have multiple streams of income. Yeah. So you can't just like say, well, I'm a musician, that's all I'm going to do, because that's great and all. It should be a part of, you know what I'm saying, that's something that you want to do. If that's something you want to do. But you also should have a backup plan. And we all know that during, like, even this corona, there's a lot of musicians going without gigs. Yeah. And that's all they had, you know. Mm-hmm. This is the time when you start figuring out, you know, what else do I do outside of being just a musician? Mm-hmm. Am I a writer? Maybe I write, you know, stories, and I can be an author. Maybe I can be, you know what I'm saying, whatever it is, or get into what you were doing, like with event planning and things like, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Just having that extra thing, and that comes from not always being told, you're the drummer. You're the drummer. Come play the drum. You know what I'm saying? I think the best musician knows how to say no.
That is true. I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know how to say no. You know how to say, listen, I just can't. You know what I'm saying? Not when I come in, you automatically want me to go up there and do this stuff. Because I think there are times when we need to be ministered to. And the best way to do that is to sit back, take it all in. And then, you know, if you feel like, you know, God, I got it, I received it, and I can help out where I can help out, then go and help out. People get mad too when you're a musician and you don't go directly in there up to the front. I don't know why you are not going up there to the front. I'm like, because
you don't have to, right?
You know,
you're not obligated to if that's not, you know, your set that you have to play or whatever.
They're like, you can get on the drums. Like, no, I can't.
No, I don't want to.
I was like, they doing good. All like your husband. I've seen him. He's been there at things where he's like talking, and then he's like, he says he's like, no, I'm good. And I'm saying, but see, he's
trying to pull him. I'd be like, he said he good.
No, but see, this is the thing. I'll be honest with you, because in my heart, I'd be like, nah, because sometimes, sometimes musicians, they need somebody to come
Sometimes
in
they
there and
need
some
it.
regulation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true too.
But that's only my musician heart coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Especially if you've been at a program and somebody been playing off, and you're like, oh no, Darrell need to go up there and change something because I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on. But definitely, like you said, raising raising a kid who's a musician and just making sure that he's definitely understands the control he has,
Mm-hmm.
the power he has, because it is not just it's not just a talent, it's a gift. And
Yeah.
with gifts, you have to take care of the gift. If you don't take care of the gift, you know what I'm saying, it can
Mm-hmm.
die. You know what I'm saying? So definitely being somebody that's encouraging. That's what I see with you guys. And so I say this all the time. And I would encourage people, like definitely link up with Kadejah, link up with Darrell. I'm gonna give you time to give your social media and all that stuff, but link up with them if you have a up and coming young musician, because they are great assets to talk about how it is to raise a young musician, and also for them being especially with Darrell and Kadejah just being singers and musicians themselves, because although she does not sing, she sung for Chosen Royalty, and she was a part of a Chosen Royalty alto. Go on YouTube and you will check her out. She was
Okay.
always standing by her sister-in-law, Destiny. So
They didn't ask you for that information. Nobody.
I'm gonna put that out there, because when we had this Chosen Royalty reunion, which we will be having,
Yes, and we're gonna need shirts for that too. Okay.
that's right. When we do the Chosen Royalty reunion, she gonna be up there singing.
You know I will.
Even if she's holding Kyla, she gonna still be up there
So
singing.
enough will.
Okay, because that's what's gonna go on. You know what I'm saying? But also going back, because I definitely want to talk about this before I go. The years that you were singing with Chosen Royalty, how did you love it?
Christian, to be honest with you, I don't think I ever told you this, but those are some of the best years of my life. You actually introduced me to okay, so I went to church all my life. I was raised in church, but as a child, you don't realize some things. And when I started singing with Chosen Royalty, I don't remember how old I was, but I think I was like a teenager.
You were,
and that's when I don't know if you did it intentionally or not, I don't care, but you introduced me to having a personal relationship with God, knowing things for myself, learning things for myself. It's okay to have my own, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It can be different from what my parents taught me or what, how they do it. And that to me was just mind blowing. I was so mad at you when, Chosen Royalty ended, but it's okay.
Okay, so let me explain, you guys. Chosen Royalty had to end because of the fact that everybody was growing up. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had to go and do their own path. And as a leader, and I say this all the time, as a leader, it was important for me for everybody to go and do their own path. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be go off to college, whether it be you guys where you were getting married and all this stuff, I needed that, because we started out as, I don't think people realize, we started out as teenagers. Literally. I was the oldest, and I was 18.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody else was younger than that. Okay? And so people think, well, we're 18, we're going to keep on going. We're going to keep on going. I said, well, what happens when y'all get to 21? You know what I'm saying? And so realistically, it was a time where I felt like God had placed us in a place where it's time for us to slow down. Now, I didn't end it, you know what I'm saying? I just stopped it where it was, you know what I'm saying? And said, hey, we want to take this, we're going to chill. Because for myself also, I was stepping into being 24 and 25. And I always say this, I had a conversation even with your husband. I said, when I was a leader, I was learning just like you guys were learning. You know what I'm saying? So the mistakes that happened, the non-mistakes that happened, the great things that happened, was basically God leading me. You know what I'm saying? And then also wisdom from other people that had been leaders prior to. And I got to the point where I asked God, God, I see that all of us are going into different paths. You know what I'm saying? What am I going to do? You know what I'm saying? Do I keep trying to keep pushing this when I know people are going separate paths, or do I take a break? You know what I'm saying? And I stop it so that we can go and do our different paths. My thing is, I always knew that way down the road, we were going to reunite and do something. You know what I'm saying? But I also knew that it's important to let people grow up. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't ever want it to be that like y'all are 25, 26, 27, 28, and you're like, I done gave my whole life to children.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't ever want it to be that way. And at that time, it was just a good pause.
Well, that's good because we've all grown into different spaces, into different ministry aspects of ministry and stuff. But you know, we've grown, and I think now we can come back together and, you know, do something new. You know.
Listen. I think that too. You know what I'm saying? And as you said, I think that all of us went into different things. And the thing is, what I love about Chosen Royalty is I can look at every member of Chosen Royalty, whether it be the smaller Chosen Royalty, the bigger Chosen Royalty, and every member is still doing something. You know what I'm saying? That's connected to ministry. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is still doing stuff that is connected to where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Seeing from where they were to where they are now, and seeing like the changes in film. And I always laugh because I feel like during the time that we had Chosen Royalty, we definitely had a lot of people from this area a part of Chosen Royalty. Do you know what I'm saying? And so it's kind of always funny to be like, well, they were a member of Chosen Royalty.
Yeah.
They were a member of Chosen Royalty. They saw what they were a member of Chosen Royalty. You know what I'm saying? So
it was fun though. We always have fun. We were all young. We were all like too, that like singing with Chosen Royalty you introduced me to was like a freedom in your relationship, your worship, you know, that it doesn't have to be so, you know, point by point systematic. It doesn't have to be this, okay, at this part of the song you have to raise your hands. At this, you just do what feels right. You know what I mean? You let God have control and you do it his way.
And that's what I appreciate about it too. I think that's the reason why I think Chosen Royalty did so well, was because our ministry was different than other ministries. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of that we never came with like, we're gonna crush it, we're gonna sing this, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Never that attitude. It was just like, God, whatever we do in this time, have your way.
Yeah.
And that was the thing that I appreciated about it too. It was never like, you know, we're coming in here, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Because some of our best performances or our best events was just random. You know what I'm saying?
Literally. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think I remember what's best about you is I remember the time when we had our thing and you left the choir alone.
Nobody asked you about that. Ain't nobody asked about that.
Oh my God, no. Okay, y'all. We were singing.
Oh my God.
Rolled out. And I was like, where did Kadejah go? I'm looking like, where did she go? She in the back praising God. Like, and all that stuff.
Oh my God.
Said, what happened? But you know what? My thing is, I wasn't a person like, you know, I didn't dog it. I didn't be like, okay, this is crazy. I was just like, well, God, have your way. You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, I think that's what I appreciate about the whole thing. So
that's cute.
Okay, whatever. Anyway, so I hope. Oh, really? Okay.
I'm sorry.
I hope that you guys have enjoyed this time. We're gonna, like I said, I have 3 weeks now because they done bumped our time of being out to 4 weeks. So I'm gonna probably have more people on, but I'm so grateful, Kadejah, you came out. I mean, you're a part of this, but can you give them your social media so they can contact you?
Yeah. So my Instagram is Lady Wooden with 3 Y's. Yes, Lady Wooden with 3 Y's. Follow my son too. He has his own Instagram. We post like his drumming videos on there. His is Junior, spelled out Junior Wooden. And follow my husband. His name is Boo Boo Says with 2 S's.
Yes, we have to get Boo Boo on here too.
Yes,
Because,
absolutely.
that guy needs.
He got a mouthful, you know it. So
yeah, he y'all don't know, but I foresee that he's gonna be a great man of preaching.
yes, hallelujah.
Okay, just follow him,
Right.
because I think that's where God is going to lead him. And
I think so too.
Don't let her fool you. She does the same thing.
Christian,
on her page, this girl has a word all the time.
I knew it just comes to me. Can't stop it, you know.
You know what I'm saying? So I see the ministry unfolding. Y'all don't know, okay?
Whatever.
So that's not whatever. We're going to do like we always do. I'm going to pray, and then we're going to be out. So, Heavenly Father, I come before you, God, humbly as I know how, God. Thanking you for this time of fellowship, God. Thanking you for just being who you are, God. Let those who are watching, God, grow from the information that was given, God. We thank you for Kadejah, God, and for her family, for her being the support to her husband, God, who is a musician, God. For those who are in the same place, God, give them the patience, God, the grace, God, the tenacity, God, to be there for their spouse and be their helpmate, God. God, we thank you for who you are and what you've done in the lives of Kadejah and everybody else. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Amen.
Amen.
I'll see you. Bye.
Bye.